Here we go. So, hello guys, welcome, and if you've already seen my channel before, welcome back. And this is going to be a video just on one story, and that's from the Sixth Doctor era. This is a story, well, that marks another very special occasion for me, because this is my review of the story Mark of the Rani. Why is it such a monumental occasion for me? Because this is the one story I did not see from the Colin Baker era. And if anyone's seen my my top 10 Third Doctor stories list, you'll know Colin Baker was the Doctor who was the Doctor when I was born. So this was wonderful. So now that I've seen this story, I have seen all of these six Doctors, stories televised. Not, of course, audio, not including those. But yeah, all of his episodes, I have now seen all of his stories, making Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, the second Doctor from Classic Who I've seen all the stories of. Now, I don't own this story. I was only able to see it online because it's so expensive, and it's usually about $170 online to buy. Yeah. This is the dark ages when it comes to being a fangirl. Sorry. I should mention dark ages. Those times were much worse than anything else we could possibly imagine. Sorry. But Mark of the Rani, here's the thing. I was never that, interested to go out and see it because I never hear anyone really talk about Mark of the Rani. And I believe it was written by Pip and Jane Baker. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. But, so I never was that curious to go see it because there was never anyone talking at all about it. So I just thought it was like, oh, an average story, whatever, da da da. Then I was online and I was able to find it online and I started watching it. And guys, I loved it. I mean, I really loved Mark of the Rani. I just thought it was overall a very good story. The use of its environment was absolutely wonderful, where the Rani, who was a Time Lord or Time Lady, who was kind of invented because they realized the Master was getting kind of old. And since the Master kept failing over and over again, he looked a bit buffoon-like. So I believe the writers wanted to invent someone else, another Time Lord or Time Lady. The Doctor could, be a foil or they could antagonize the Doctor, be an antagonist for the Doctor, a foe. So because the Master was getting too overused. An understandable, very understandable instinct the writers had. So I believe that's why the Rani got invented. And the Rani came to Earth because she went to this, colonial-like time, or just classic time, and she was extracting parts of the brain from these humans because the experiments that she was doing on another planet that she was literally in control over, she took away their ability to sleep. So they were always aggressive. And she's all about doing experiments. She looks at the people in the human race or any race as a petri dish where she can experiment on for whatever she likes, and she believes the ends naturally always justify the means. The Rani is a prime example of a person who is very smart. They're a genius pretty much. And because they're smart and they're a genius, they do what smart people can easily do, which they use their intelligence to justify being thoroughly cruel. I've seen it quite often with people who are smart and know it. They justify being cruel. What can you do, huh? And the Rani and the Doctor showing up in this very, not colonial, but classical. I want to say maybe, I can't remember the time exactly. I want to say 1800s, but I could be completely wrong there. 1800s. The use of the environment, it looked good. The episode looked amazing. I mean, that's another thing about the Sixth Doctor's first season. I always hear complaints of the Sixth Doctor, the writing just dipped, the quality was terrible during his time. His first season, I think, is almost absolutely amazing. Even his worst story I like in that first season. I think it's a darn good season. And Mark of the Rani, also the design of the Rani's TARDIS, the plot itself of the Master being there. So we have the Master and the Rani working off each other or in league with each other sometimes, but also working against each other at other times. And then also there's the Doctor. So you have 3 Time Lords at the same time. And it just being able to work off each other. Perry, okay. This story did really well. Something. It showed how the Sixth Doctor, because of his incarnation, he can be very obnoxious and a little, not only verbose, but just a little self-conceited. But this one makes sure to show his love and concern for Perry. By the time it's done, it's made very clear he absolutely adores Perry. He loves this girl. And in a friendship way is what I mean. And I like them working off each other. I like her, instinct to always help him and protect him, but he wants her to protect her. He wants to protect her by keeping her back. I just enjoy all that stuff all around. And I'm sorry, but Mark of the Rani is just incredible. I don't know why it's not talked about much. I'm going to assume it's just not talked about much because it's just hard to obtain for some people. I didn't get into it because it was hard to obtain. Another thing I love about Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant is whenever I do watch a Doctor Who show episode online, the way Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant speak, it's slightly theatrical. And thank God, because I can always understand them. The quality of the episode could be slightly bad, but I'll still understand Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant. Thank you, you two. Thank you so much. You make my life easier. You really do. And Colin Baker is absolutely amazing in his performance. Nicola Bryant, I like her as Perry. Again, the Master is on top form. Anthony, I don't want to say his last name because I know I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, was incredible. The Rani, the actress, was just, she was fantastic. The makeup, the way they had her look, very, very good. And hers looking like she was this old kind of spinster walking around till she took the costume off. Very good as well. The writing was very good. The unfolding of the story was very good. My only complaint with the Sixth Doctor's first season is that it switched to 45 minutes per long instead of half an hour, which I prefer half an hour in the Classic Who. But I can get over that really quickly. And what's great about Mark of the Rani, I finished the first episode thinking, okay, when I was watching it, I'll watch this episode, then I'll watch the next one tomorrow. Because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. It got done. I immediately went to watch the next episode. Immediately. I'm sorry, but I think the Mark of the Rani is a very underrated story. It's a good story. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I totally get why you do not like it. But for me, I liked Mark of the Rani so very much. And also, well, I made my top 5 Sixth Doctor stories without seeing this, and all I can say is I definitely see why someone once told me they would switch Time Lash out, my entry of Time Lash, with Mark of the Rani. I definitely would have, and I even would have put it higher than Trial of a Time Lord. It was just that perfect to me. I mean, it's not fine. If you don't think it's an A+ story, I think it's at least a B+. I personally think it's an A-, and I'm going to give it that grade. I usually don't give grades out to these stories, but I'm going to rank it. I say, honestly, Mark of the Rani is an A- story. Don't judge me too harshly if you think it's not an A- story. If you think it's a terrible story, I'm fine with it. Just let me enjoy my A- story. Please. Thank you. But yes, guys, I now have 2 Classic Who Doctors. I have seen all the stories too. I feel like I'm coming into my own a bit. Never mind. That sounded kind of sad. So thank you guys, yes, and thank you so much for watching my video. Oh, I now have seen all of the Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy stories, and it just feels so wonderful. So thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you again so very soon. Bye, guys.